Okay, that took a little bit longer than anticipated, but we're still going right at about 11 o'clock, so that's not too bad. Lois, Oblivion, Molokai, and Rex, thank you guys for the hosts. Those popped up like all at once. I very much appreciate it. Well, let's get started. I keep forgetting that my headset I have to hide from my cats because they'll chew on the microphone. And I always forget to get it back out because I got used to setting the other one on the coffee table. I'm not sure if I'm gonna stream more than an hour tonight. I'm pretty tired. And like actually think I could go to bed like right now. I forgot we got pretty good armor on right now. Aw, I don't get to play the lute. Get to walk around in the snow in like super cold armor. However, those guys are saluting me. And there's a lot of town people.
That's the Herald of Andraste. They said when she came out of the Fade, Andraste herself was watching over her.
Hush. We shouldn't disturb her.
The Herald of
I thought Seekers knew everything.
Andraste.
We were all frightened after the explosion at the Conclave.
It isn't complicated. Andraste herself blessed her.
Blessings upon you, Herald of Andraste.
Okay. Oh, I have a level. Let's see. This should be passive. I think I'll take that. Andraste's Mabari. You know Andraste's old Mabari. He doesn't show up in the chant, and if you ask those holy sisters, well, they'll say Andraste can't have had some big old smelly war dog. But Alvaralda knows it's right. Our sweet lady needed someone who would warm her feet at night. And there's Andraste's Mabari by the holy prophet's side, and the fight against Aventure that dog would never hide. They say the Maker sent him special, always loyal without pride, so he could be the sworn companion of the Maker's holy bride. Oh, that dog, he guards Andraste without arrogance or fear, only asking of his mistress just to scratch behind the ears. But then old Mafroth gets to the plotting, tries to lure that dog away, but even as they trap the prophet, her Mabari never strays. And there's Andraste's Mabari by the Holy Prophet's side. In the fight against a venture the dog would never hide. They say the Maker sent him special, always loyal without pride. So he could be the sworn companion of the Maker's holy bride. Oh, they thought the wounds had killed him, but then he limped towards the fire. And Hesrin, he shed a tear that the dog lay upon the pyre. There's Andraste's by the Holy Prophet's side. Andraste's Mabari by the Holy Prophet's side. In the fight against a venture the dog would never hide. They say the Maker sent him special, as loyal without pride, so he could be the sworn companion of the Maker's holy bride. Yes, that Mabari is the companion of the Maker's holy bride. It's a cute tavern song, though.
That's her. She stopped the breach from getting any bigger.
I heard she was supposed to close it entirely. Still, it's more than anyone else has done. Demons would have had us otherwise. Blessings upon you, Herald of Andraste.
So I went from being the
Still a lot of rifts left alone. Cracks in the sky.
oops, sorry people. Not meaning to run into you. I've got a shiny over here.
I believe Seeker Cassandra would like to speak with you.
Okay, I can't buy anything yet. Fair enough.
Good luck sealing those rifts.
And that's another purchase place.
Chancellor Roderick says that the Chantry wants nothing to do with us.
That isn't Chancellor Roderick's decision, sister.
Go away, update thingy on my computer.
Most of the Grand Clerics have died at the Conclave. Who will lead us now?
Andraste didn't have Grand Clerics telling her what to do, and she managed nonetheless.
You expect us to be like Andraste?
Someone must. Go in peace, Herald of Andraste.
Okay. I mean, I'll take it, but chant for the departed. More stuff on the Fade. Which, I mean, we've read at least twice, so we don't have to read it again.
Make her watch over you.
Yep, make her watch over me stealing some crap out of the chantry.
Have you gone completely mad? She should be taken to Val Royal immediately, to be tried by whomever becomes departed.
I do not believe she is guilty.
The prisoner failed, Seeker. The breach is still in the sky. For all you know, she intended it this way.
I do not believe that.
That is not for you to decide. Your duty is to serve the Chantry.
My duty is to serve the principles on which the Chantry was founded, Chancellor, as is yours.
Okay, it's coming from one of those doors. So I'm gonna loot everywhere else first. This is probably the dungeon, maybe? Ow. Didn't realize that I would knock my brain pan. Chantry hierarchy, not really interested in that. Founding of the Chantry. So Justinia is fairly old. Haha! When travelers of the Fae can fail to spot the Black City is one of the few constants of that ever-changing place. No matter where one might be, the city is visible always far off, for it seems that the only rule of geography in the Fate is that all points are equidistant from the Black City. Chant teaches that the Black City was once the seat of the Maker, from whence he ruled the Fae, left empty when men turned away from him. Dreamers do not go there, nor do spirits. Even the most powerful demons seem to avoid the place. It was golden and beautiful once, so the story goes, until a group of powerful magister lords from the Deventer Imperium devised means of breaking in. When they did so, their presence defiled the city, turning it black, which was perhaps the last of their worries. Least of their worries. I've read that in one of the other games. Doing it for the experience points, however. Figured I'd run around and pick all the locks and get as much experience before I go in and talk to everybody as I can. Because you never know what you might find in a jail cell. Misplaced notes. Notes written by one of the scholars responsible for restoring Haven. The notes have obviously come loose from a ledger of some sort. It took a week scrubbing bloodstains from the stone. One of two things is true. Either the stone is more porous than I thought, or the maker's beard. There must have been a lot of blood. How many people died? I'm so relieved it didn't have to deal with the altars of sacrifice the first arrivals found. Those were tossed off a cliff, I think. So now we just have to deal with the stains on the walls and floors. If this doesn't clean up in a day or two, I'm asking for some fresh plaster. Maybe we can cover them up. Still, it's not all bad. Haven is a beautiful place, and while working in the dungeons, we found scraps of paper with writing that looked like Brother Ferdinand Genetives. He was held here for weeks before the hero Ferelden found him. I remember Genetivi. Ah, there's something shiny in that one. Ah, let there be light, they say. Okay. Well, I just looted the dungeon. Successfully. Okay, that's a bed. Maker. It's a creation of Teventer. Not that one yet.
I believe Seeker Pentagast was looking for you. We can use that.
Children of Atrocity. Look at knowledge regarding Adrastin's more life. Understandable considering that many cults that arise following her death. Everyone sought to claim Our Lady for their own culture. Claimed some aspect of her existence was a lie. All of them complete fabrications. Martyrs has done considerable search to ascertain the truth. We all know Andraste and the betrayer raised 5 children. The eldest 3 were sons, Isaroth, Varion, and Verald. The ruler of what was once southern Teventer was split among them. Isaroth was given the west, what is today Orlais. Varion was given the east, what is today the Free Marches. Verald was given the central Planacine, what is today Navarra. We came to these men and their legacies and stuff of legend, and the majority claimants to Andraste's bloodline link back to one of them. None of the 3 sons, however, were born of Andraste. They were born of the betrayer's concubine, Galavan. People choose to overlook the fact that Andraste came from the Almari tribe, and that they were barbarians, not the Feraldans we know today. They were savage warriors who took concubines in addition to their wives. Because Andraste was thought to be too weak to bear children, the betrayer took Galavan to provide him heirs, which she did. After her death, the sons were raised as Andraste's sons. Later in life, Andraste proved predictions wrong and had 2 daughters by the betrayer, Ibris and Vivial. Whoa! Not a problem, honey. You need to rest to make sure you don't get sicker than you already are. They were kept out of the public eye and not permitted to marry, though both had consorts. Ibris had but one child, Olivemar, who perished on a voyage to Denerim less than a month after her mother fell to plague, and without children of her own, the younger daughter, Vivial, was more controversial. Strong-headed woman who defied her family by falling in love with the mage of Deventer, Regulon. Vivial and Regulon went to self-imposed exile as the Exalted March began and into hiding following Andraste's betrayal and murder. What became of Vivial and her descendants is largely unknown for one primary reason: she only had daughters. Each of those daughters only had daughters. If they married into other families and took other names, and in chaos of the Second Blight, all traces of survivors were lost. Andraste's true bloodline, if it exists, lay solely in the descendants of Vival, and the suspicion of my order is that it produces only daughters. Thus claims that your young man, Monsieur, are highly suspect. That was a long-winded thing, but interesting read nonetheless. Okay. Cutscene.
Jane her. I want her prepared for travel to the capital for trial.
Disregard that and leave us.
I listened to her longer than him.
Line, Seeker.
The breach is stable, but it is still a threat. I will not ignore it.
I did everything I could to close the breach. It almost killed me.
Yet you live. A convenient result insofar as you're concerned.
Have a care, Chancellor. The breach is not the only threat we face.
Someone was behind the explosion at the Conclave. Someone Most Holy did not expect. Perhaps they died with the others, or have allies who yet live.
I am a suspect,
Yes.
You, and many others.
but not the prisoner.
I heard the voices in the temple. The Divine called to her for help.
So her survival, that thing on her hand, all a coincidence.
Providence. The Maker sent her to us in our darkest hour.
So you've changed your mind about me?
I was wrong. Perhaps I still am. I will not, however, pretend you were not exactly what we needed when we needed it.
The breach remains, and your mark is still our only hope of closing it.
This is not for you to decide.
You know what this is, Chancellor. A writ from the Divine, granting us the authority to act. As of this moment, I declare the Inquisition reborn. We will close the breach, we will find those responsible, and we will restore order with or without your approval.
She didn't want to do that.
Is the Divine's directive. Rebuild the Inquisition of old. Find those who will stand against the chaos. We aren't ready. We have no leader, no numbers. And now, no Chantry support.
But we have no choice. We must act now, with you at our side.
What is the Inquisition of old, exactly?
It preceded the Chantry. People who banded together to restore order in a world gone mad.
After, they laid down their banner and formed the Templar Order, but the Templars have lost their way.
Yes, they
We need
have.
those who can do what must be done, united under a single banner once more.
But aren't you still part of the Chantry?
Is that what you see?
The Chantry will take time to find a new Divine. And then it will wait for her direction.
But we cannot wait. So many Grand Clerics died at the Conclave. No, we are on our own. Perhaps forever.
She looks like she's got permanent black eyes with how badly bruised her face looks right now.
You're trying to start a holy war.
We are already at war. You are already involved. Its mark is upon you. As to whether the war is holy, that depends on what we discover.
What if I refuse?
You can go if you wish.
You should know that while some believe you chosen, many still think you guilty. The Inquisition can only protect you if you are with us.
We can also help you.
It will not be easy if you stay. But you cannot pretend this has not changed you.
This is true.
When I woke up, I certainly didn't picture this outcome.
Neither did we.
Help us fix this before it's too late.
Nice hearty handshake there. Wait, is that... I hope it's Cullen and not Anders. I might have to punch Anders. That sword should be red! And there's the beginning of the game, technically. And I'm in different armor again. Yeah, we're putting that back on. He needs level 6 to wear that. It looks so strange on him because he's so small. Well, short. Go ahead and put that scout coat on him. Because it's better. Armor rating's a lot better though. That has melee defense. I'm gonna use that. Okay. That should do. Needs to be level 4. He only uses Bianca. Okay. Got everybody equipped with stuff.
If you're not using them later, Segrid is willing to pay.
No, my lady, I don't know where the other nobles are. I suggest you ask Ambassador Montillier. Oh, you're her. Thrin, Inquisition Quartermaster. I'm doing what I can to supply this mess. If you find what I need to fill one of my requisitions, I'd appreciate you bringing it in.
What do you do here?
I make sure the Inquisition troops have food in their bellies and iron in their hands. Both are important. Lots of people expecting us to be heroes, marching all day to fight the demons. Turns out heroes need to dig latrines just like everyone else.
Well, yeah.
How does someone end up as quartermaster for the Inquisition?
I served for Eldon under Tenloge MacTier. Best commanding officer this world has ever seen. After they all turned on him at Denerim, though, there wasn't much use for people who held that opinion. Queen Honora offered my services to the Inquisition. It was a kindness. She knew I supported her father and got me away from the political garbage.
Okay.
With that attitude, I can't imagine how you made enemies in Denerim.
People just don't want to hear the truth. I was at Ostagar, and I know what really happened. King Kaelin overextended his position, and the Grey Wardens were too late lighting the signal. Following the would have gotten everyone killed. Tenlogain made the right decision.
No.
I apologize. Sister Liliana told me I shouldn't talk about this. Just forget it.
Okay.
What did you mean when you mentioned requisitions?
I'm making this Inquisition run with what we have, but we're not a real army. We're stretched thin on materials, so I've put up a requisition list for anything that could help our people. Here, take a look. You find some iron and a good logging site. Maybe Harriet can get our troops better weapons.
Okay. I can do that.
If I have material for a special order, do I bring it to you?
Just take it over there. One of my boys will take the materials or jot down what you found.
Farewell.
Make her go with you. Thanks for checking anyway.
Okay. That works. There's somebody else to talk to over this way. I believe that they're in the tavern. I bet you it's Varric. He's next to the tavern. I'll be damned. Excuse you, Morrigan. You need to stay out of that, ma'am.
So, now that Cassandra's out of earshot, are you holding up all right? I mean, you go from being the most wanted criminal in Thedas to joining the armies of the faithful. Most people would have spread that out over more than one day.
I have no idea what's happening anymore.
That makes two of us. For days now, we've been staring at the breach, watching demons and maker knows what fall out of it. Bad for morale would be an understatement. I still can't believe anyone was in there and lived.
If it was that bad, why did you stay? Cassandra said you were free to go.
I like to think I'm as selfish and irresponsible as the next guy, but this... Thousands of people died on that mountain. I was almost one of them. And now there's a hole in the sky. Even I can't walk away and just leave that to sort itself out.
This is true.
I'm still not sure I believe any of this is really happening.
If this is all just the Maker winding us up, I hope there's a damn good punchline coming.
Agreed.
You might want to consider running at the first opportunity. I've written enough tragedies to recognize where this is going. Heroes are everywhere. I've seen that. But the hole in the sky, that's beyond heroes. We're going to need a miracle.
Yep.
Need something?
The red lyrium we found at the temple seemed to upset you.
My brother Bartrand and I sort of discovered red lyrium during an expedition in the Deep Roads. We located an ancient thaig, so old it barely looked dwarven. There was this idol there made of it. Bartrand brought it back to the surface, and, well, everything's gone downhill from there.
So what is it? Just another kind of lyrium?
The red stuff is lyrium like a dragon is a lizard. It's not just a different color. It has a whole host of weirdness all its own. I've written to every mining cast house in Orzammar. No one's seen this stuff before or knows where it came from.
Hmm.
What makes it special?
Regular lyrium can mess you up pretty badly, but you have to ingest it for that to happen. Red lyrium messes with your mind when you're just near the stuff. You hear singing, get violent, paranoid, and then it does creepy shit. Makes things float, brings statues to life. It also turned Kirkwall's Knight Commander to lyrium. Everyone's been kept at least 100 paces from it since.
Hmm.
How did the red lyrium get in the Temple of Sacred Ashes?
I don't know. So as far as I knew, the only piece to make it to the surface was destroyed. And the location of the tide it came from is a secret. Did someone find more of it in the deep roads? That's not a cheery thought.
That's not a cheery thought at all.
I think that's enough on red lyrium.
Yeah, not really my favorite subject. Need something?
Can I ask you something, Varric?
You want to talk about me? I'm flattered. Also inclined toward extravagant lies.
Are you from Ferelden? Olay?
Free marches, born and raised in Kirkwall. And despite whatever you've heard, no, Kirkwall's not that bad.
I'm not clear on your line of work. You're a merchant?
I'm a businessman. My family has a seat in the Dwarven Merchants Guild. Merchants buy and sell goods. Businessmen buy and sell stores. In my spare time, I manage a spy network, and occasionally, I write books.
He's not actually exaggerating. That's the funny thing.
What sort of shops do you own?
Actually, we don't own shops. Well, just an example. Mostly we invest in money lenders. Auction houses, a few mercenary companies, a couple of smithies. I think we own half a beet plantation in Ravane somewhere. Most of that's my brother's doing. Bartrand had business sense. Not much tact, but loads of business sense.
If you've run a spy network, why is Leliana our spy master?
To be honest with you, she's just a better spy master. The truly great ones can keep their distance. They don't get attached to their people. Me, I always wind up babysitting my informants and worrying about their families. We're in better hands with her.
You're an author. What kind of books have you written?
I've tried my hands at a few genres. My crime serials are my most popular. Hard in Hightown, guards breaking the rules to get things done. The Tale of the Champion is the most famous thing I've written, or infamous maybe. I started a romance serial once, Swords and Shields, but to be honest, I don't have a knack for romances. Most of my stories end in tragedy. Probably that says something unfortunate about me personally.
Ouch.
How do you and Cassandra know each other?
You heard about the Kirkwall Chantry being destroyed? The guy responsible used to be a friend of mine. The Seeker had questions about that, and I had answers.
Where did you get that crossbow? I've never seen one like it.
Bianca? She's one of a kind. I won her from Paragon Smith Bronca in a game of Wicked Grace. She was such a sore loser. Ran off to the deep roads in a huff, and that was the last anyone saw of her.
Who is she named for?
I can't tell you.
Aww.
And the reason for that is?
Complicated. It's the one story I'll never tell. We just have to leave it at that.
Fair enough.
Thanks, Varric.
No problem.
I like getting to know my friends. Okay, so that was Varric. Out here is one stand. Ooh. This is... going to hurt. Recipes. Schematics.
And Mother Giselle will treat all demon claw wounds as you suggest to deal with the venom.
Good day. Or good as it could be with the sky ripped apart.
What kind of person stays to run a shop at a time like this?
The kind with nowhere else to go. Those blasted demons destroyed most of my goods. If I stay here, work some contacts, I can start rebuilding. Maybe, just maybe, help you folks out in the process.
You must speak with most everyone here. How are people doing?
Hope and fear in equal measure. No one really knows what it means when an inquisition is called. Yet, I imagine it's no better for you. You've got my sympathies, for what it's worth.
Can I see what you have for sale?
Of course. My wares are at the table.
Okay. So that's that. Woo! Am I allowed through here? Yes, I am. Okay, cool.
If the Inquisition wants to field a decent cavalry, it needs better horses. I heard Seeker Pentecost might try to acquire suitable mounts from Master Dennett in the hinterlands.
Oh, and who are you to be fishing around for what the higher-ups are doing?
Back in Ansburg, my uncle was 5th Praetor.
And what's that mean for you back in Arnsberg?
Honestly, about as much as it does here.
Not a damn thing. Oh, I'll take that.
Though they could do anything, they destroyed nothing, created nothing, loved nothing.
Okay, we've read that story that she's talking about right now.
Expected you'd be by. I'm Harriet, and everyone knows who you are. How's the new gear fit?
Sturdy and warm. It's perfect.
Good. World's gone mad. Stock armor and blades are good against bandits, but we're not fighting bandits. My gear will see you through demons, apostates, whatever this world throws at you. So, you need custom work, something special. You bring the materials to us, we'll make it happen.
What can you and your team make here?
Arms and armor. We work iron to blighted dragonbone if you've got it. Our designs are simple, but they get the job done. You want something fancy? Bring your own design. We'll see what we can do.
How did you come to be here?
Come from a little town called Lothring. Long gone now. I was in Redcliffe when the Darkspawn hit it during the Blight. Helped rebuild. Left when royalty decided it was time to hand the place over to the bloody mages. Ended up here. Just missed the boot. Can't decide if I'm the luckiest son of a bitch walking or the exact opposite.
You're still walking. That's always good.
True enough.
Who outfits the Inquisition's soldiers?
Not me. I've got work to do. Can't be passing a sword to every blighter who signs up. If you want to help the troops, talk to Thren, the quartermaster. She'll set up requisitions.
Does the Inquisition not have supplies to make armor or weapons?
Tough convincing traders to haul up here. Impossible to get them to risk the rare stuff, so that's on you.
Fair enough.
something. What can you make?
Start simple. Something to keep you safe. Take a look at it on the table there and we can talk. You'll need materials. We should have what you want just outside.
Can you help improve my arms and armor?
Yes. You find a new piece, a pauldron or greaves, we'll take care of you. You can't just slap a new hilt on your sword in the field. Bring it here, we'll make sure it's done right and proper.
Goodbye.
Right.
Modify weapon, modify armor, craft armor. Oh,
Goodbye.
Right.
he moved very quickly. Okay, so that's there.
My Creator, judge me whole. Find me well within your grace. Touch me with a mild light.
Got those things taken care of.
I spoke with Commander Cullum. I apologize for what I said earlier.
It's nothing. Now, Scout Panane, what can you tell me of Redcliffe?
The mages have been quiet since their attack on the Conclave.
Their attack? Do you have information confirming that the mages were responsible?
Well, I had assumed.
Don't. Our job is to acquire actionable information. Assumptions can lead you to overlook something vital.
This is true. Assuming makes an ass out of everyone.
I don't see why we need to build siege equipment. We're not laying siege to anything.
That's an excellent point, Recruit. But if someone comes to lay siege to us, perhaps it will be best for us to have some means to fight back.
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir.
Construction orders. Okay. Sorry, guys. Trying to help a friend. Whee! Keep forgetting that I can actually jump in this game. Hello, Iron. I knew there was a reason to go up into the hills. Mo, if I could send you a screenshot, I would. But I don't think I can send a screenshot through that.
The chosen
Hi,
of
Solus.
Andraste, a blessed hero sent to save us all.
Am I riding in on a shining steed?
I would have suggested a griffon, but sadly they're extinct. Joke as you will, posturing is necessary.
Mm. Oh, I thought it was.
Journey deep into the fade in ancient ruins and battlefields to see the dreams of lost civilizations. I've watched as hosts of spirits clash to reenact the bloody past in ancient wars, both famous and forgotten. Every great war has its heroes. I'm just curious what kind you'll be.
What do you mean, ruins and battlefields?
Any building strong enough to withstand the rigors of time has a history. Every battlefield is steeped in death. Both attract spirits. They press against the veil, weakening the barrier between our worlds. When I dream in such places, I go deep into the fade. I can find memories no other living being has ever seen.
You fall asleep in the middle of ancient ruins. Isn't that dangerous?
I do set wards. And if you leave food out for the giant spiders, they are usually content to live and let live.
I imagine you find some amazing things in there, alongside all the demons.
Exactly. It is occasionally dangerous, yes. But more often it's just sad to see what has been lost. The thrill of finding remnants of a 1,000-year-old dream? I would not trade it for anything. I will stay there. At least until the breach has been closed.
Was that in doubt?
I am an apostate surrounded by Chantry forces in the middle of a mage rebellion. Cassandra has been accommodated, but you understand my caution.
Mm-hmm.
The giant hole in the sky trumps any other concerns. We can worry about the rest later.
Yes. Who can say what this world will look like when we are done fighting for it? But now let us hope either the mages or the Templars have the power to seal the breach. Closing the breach is our primary goal. But I hope we might also discover what was used to create it. Any artifact of such power is dangerous. The destruction of the Conclave proves that much.
You don't think whatever created the explosion was destroyed in the blast?
You survived, did you not? The artifact that created the breach is unlike anything seen in this age. I will not believe it destroyed until I see the shattered fragments with my own eyes.
Honestly, that kind of is a priority.
We would do well to try to recover whatever created the breach.
Liliana's people have scoured the area near the blast and found nothing. Whatever the artifact was, it is no longer there. In any case, did you need me for anything?
What do you know about the Fade?
A great deal, from my wanderings. There are few hard facts, but I can share what I have learned.
I'd like to know more about the breach.
Simply put, it is a tear in the veil between this world and the Fade, allowing spirits to enter the world physically. Small tears occur naturally when magic weakens the veil, or when spirits cluster at an area that has seen many deaths. But your mark allows you to exert some control over the breach. That means it was created deliberately.
I'd like to know more about the Veil.
Circle mages call it a barrier between this world and the Fade. But according to my studies in ancient elven lore, that is a vast oversimplification. Without it, imagine if spirits entered freely. The Fade was not a place one went, but a state of nature like the wind.
I don't know if I can imagine that.
Try. Imagine if spirits were not a rarity, but a part of our natural world. Like a fast-flowing river. Yes, it can drown careless children, but it can also carry a merchant's goods or grind a miller's flour. That is what the world could be if the Veil were not present. For better or worse.
I'd like to know more about demons.
The Chantry says that demons hate the natural world and seek to bring their chaos and destruction to the living. But such simplistic labels misconstrue their motivations, and in so doing, do all a great disservice. Spirits wish to join the living, and a demon is that wish gone wrong.
Is there a way to coexist? To live with them? If not in peace, at least without such active confrontation.
Not in the world we know today. The Veil creates a barrier that makes true understanding most unlikely. But the question is a good one, and it matters that you thought to ask.
We'll talk later.
Goodbye.
Okay. I still want to talk to him about himself, but I also wanted to explore the house and take a second, because his voice is a little grating to me, I guess. I don't know. He just... If I was actually my character, I would be a little unnerved by him, because... You guys remember Meryl from Dragon Age 2, the blood elf, or the elf that did blood magic with the mirror? That's how he seems to be.
Greetings.
I'd like to know more about you, Solus.
Why?
Why not?
Privacy? Caution? Concern about the direction of this Inquisition once our work is done?
Then don't tell me. I wasn't asking as part of the Inquisition.
I'm sorry. With so much fear in the air. What would you know of me?
Have you always traveled and studied alone?
Not at all. I have built many lasting friendships. Spirits of wisdom, possessed of ancient knowledge, happy to share what they had seen. Spirits of purpose helped me search. Even wisps, curious and playful, would point out treasures I might have missed.
I don't know of any spirits by those names.
They rarely seek this world. When they do, their natures do not often survive exposure to the people they encounter. Wisdom and purpose are too easily twisted to pride and desire.
You're saying that you became friends with Pride and Desire demons?
They were not demons for me.
Meaning?
The Fade reflects the minds of the living. If you expect a spirit of wisdom to be a pride demon, it will adapt. And if your mind is free of corrupting influences, if you understand the nature of the spirit, they can be fast friends.
You trust these spirits not to possess you the first time you accidentally make a wish?
Do you trust your friends not to turn on you?
Well, yes, but they're people.
Ah, of course.
You know what I mean.
Are people only people because they are flesh and blood? Is Cassandra defined by her cheekbones and not her faith? Varric by his chest hair and not his wit?
I mean, he's got a point.
I hadn't thought about it that way. But I see your point.
Thank you. Few are willing to entertain such a notion.
I wonder in this one if you can romance Varric.
You said you'd traveled to many different places.
This world, or its memory, is reflected in the Fade. Dream in ancient ruins, and you may see a city lost to history. Some of my fondest memories were found in crumbling cities, long picked dry by treasure seekers, the best of the battlefields. Spirits press so tightly on the veil that you can slip across with but a thought.
Any place in particular?
I dreamt at Ostagar. I witnessed the brutality of the Darkspawn and the valor of the Ferelden warriors. I saw Alistair and the hero Ferelden light the signal fire, and Logain's infamous betrayal of Kaelin's forces.
I've heard the stories. It would be interesting to hear what it was really like.
That's just it. In the Fade, I see reflections created by spirits who react to the emotions of the warriors. One moment, I see heroic wardens lighting the fire, and a power-mad villain sneering as he lets King Kaelin fall. The next, I see an army overwhelmed and a veteran commander refusing to let more soldiers die in a lost cause.
And you can't tell which is real?
It is the Fade. They are all real.
He's got a point.
What made you start studying the Fade?
I grew up in a village to the north. There was little to interest a young man, especially one gifted with magic. As I slept, spirits of the Fade showed me glimpses of wonders I had never imagined. I treasured my dreams. Being awake, out of the Fade, became troublesome.
Did spirits try to tempt you?
No more than a brightly colored fruit is deliberately tempting you to eat it. I learned how to defend myself from more aggressive spirits, and how to interact safely with the rest. I learned how to control my dreams with full consciousness. There was so much I wanted to explore.
I gather you didn't spend your entire life dreaming.
No. Eventually, I was unable to find new areas in the Fade.
Why?
Two reasons. First, the Fade reflects the world around it. Unless I traveled, I would never find anything new. Second, the Fade reflects and is limited by our imaginations. To find interesting areas, one must be interesting.
This is true.
Is this why you joined the Inquisition?
I joined the Inquisition because we were all in terrible danger. If our enemies destroyed the world, I would have nowhere to lay my head while dreaming of the Fade.
Well, it's not the worst reason I've heard to go out and enjoy life.
I'm glad to hear it. In truth, I have enjoyed experiencing more of life to find more of the Fade.
How so?
You train to flick a dagger or an arrow to its target. The grace with which you move is a pleasing side benefit. You have chosen a path whose steps you do not dislike because it leads to a destination you enjoy. As have I.
We'll talk later.
I mean, his view on things is quite different from Meryl's. Maybe he's not quite so creepy, I guess would be a good term. I'm gonna finish talking to everybody. Oh, it's the apothecary. For potions.
Segret told me that he can't let the herbs go for anything less than 8.
Fine. We'll gather our own. Tell Segret he better hope he doesn't need a salve anytime soon. Look who's back from the dead. Again.
Hi.
I don't recall meeting you before.
I'd be surprised if you did. You weren't particularly coherent. Someone had to patch you up after you staggered out of making us wear, though. So, you're welcome.
I didn't realize. Thank you.
Yeah, well, you can pay me back by fixing the wound. Name's Adan. I'm in charge of keeping our little band here stocked with potions and elixirs. Not that Seeker Pentagast seems to care whether we've got the supplies to actually do that.
Is there anything I can do to help out?
We're fine as far as raw labor goes. You've more important things to do than tend to me. I only wish I'd been able to find Master Tajin's notes. Old bastard was working on something special. He died at the Conclave, and his notes weren't here. Been too busy dealing with the wounded to look for them.
Okay.
How are your people holding up?
There's no shortage of work. That's for damn sure.
For a healer, you don't seem particularly nurturing.
I'm not a healer. I'm an alchemist who's forced to play Mother Hen. You want something to burst into flame on contact with the air? Done. Gladly. Patching up wounded soldiers is a waste of my time and talents. But there are a few around who can help.
Okay.
How do I go about having potions made?
Just take a look there and tell me what you'd like. Find a recipe for something better, I can make that too.
Fair enough. Let's see, I can equip potions. Replenish potions for each party member. Fair enough. Regeneration. Okay. Okay, that'll work. Stamina and health.
That should do for you.
Potions. One potion. Oh, it's a slow health regen. Makes sense. Okay. Tonics, which is going to be my stamina and mana regen. Grenades. I'll be happy to have grenades back. They became very useful at the end of the other game. Patient and observation day 2. Pulse normal, breathing normal, still unresponsive, careful drop feed of prepared Alfred at Strat dice and recover. A lot of thrashing, mutters about too many eyes, something about the gray. Encouraging? Interesting. Randy Dowager Quarterly, where one quarterly missive of suspect virtue. Oh no! Oh, crap. The Randy Dowager welcomes the cool of autumn. With the fall of another, the collected dreams of desire, being the conventions of an apprentice and training more furrowing than harrowing, forbidden dalliance at their most spirited. The Randy Dowager exhibition for the noble of thought, but spry of step. The lady herself says enchanting one supports the circles. If only because closed doors offer the imagination more. 3 scarves fluttered in chalk out of 5. Oh dear. That's a romance novel. Whoa. Okay. I talked to Varric already.
How do you think they'll close that huge hole in the sky?
Ally with the Templars, I'd imagine. Seen the wicked magic.
What about the rebel mages?
Rebel mages probably made that damn breach.
You find anything we need, let me know.
Okay. So I talked to Varric and Solus. Conclave I need to go sort through. Need to find a logging stand. Oh, I haven't modified my armor yet. Okay, that makes sense. Why that one's still there. Okay, and obviously you can make quests. Whee! Forgot that there were no stairs there. Can mark quests on which one is active and which one's not. This open world thing for Dragon Age is very strange.
Come on, you've seen our mounts. Most of them should be pulling plows.
Upgrade stance item stance and changing his appearance. Okay. Okay. I need to talk to him now, don't I? Right? And make some armor. Okay. I don't have enough leather. Ah, okay, that's what that is. Do I have enough leather now? Okay, I've crafted things.
You need something, let me know.
Let's see, inventory. You can't upgrade? Bianca? Wait, hold on. That's still better. Okay. Too bad you can't change the color on things. What is that? Bunny rabbits! No, nugs. Excuse me, sorry. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna go talk to
So if we get better horses, you think that'll make a difference?
the people in the chantry, since that's what I was supposed to be doing, and then I'm gonna call it a night. I'm gonna fall asleep on the controller if I don't. Never did go in the tavern area. Patient observation day 3, less thrashing, some response to stimulus, vital seems solid to attempt so far by locals to break into the chantry to kill my patient. All this work to save her life, and will they just execute her? Well, unfortunately, Cassandra expect her to wake before this morning. Which I did. Tale of Frostbags. Human mountains had a heart once. When the world was young, Korth, the mountain father, kept his throne at the peak of Belenos, the mountains at the center of the world, from which he could see all the corners of the earth and the sky. And he saw strong men become weak, brave men grow cowardly, and wise men turn foolish for love. Korth devised a plan that he might never be betrayed by his own heart, but taking it out and hiding it where no soul would ever dare search for it. He sealed it inside a golden cask, buried it in the earth, and raised around it the fiercest mountain the world has ever seen, the Frostbags, to guard it. But without his heart, the mountain father grew cruel. His chest was filled with bitter mountain winds that shrieked and howled like lost souls. Food lost its flavor, music had no sweetness, and he lost all joy in the deeds of valor. He sent avalanches and earthquakes to torrent the tribes of men. Gods and men rose against him, calling him a tyrant, but with no heart Korth could not be slain. Soon there were no heroes left, either among gods or men, who would dare challenge Korth. The Lady of the Skies sent the best of her children, the swiftest, the cleverest, and the strongest flyers, to scour the mountains for the missing heart, and for years and a day they searched. But sparrow and raven, vulture and eagle, swift and albatross returned to her with nothing. Then the ptarmigan spoke up and offered to find the god chief's heart. The other birds laughed, for the ptarmigan is a tiny bird, too humble to soar, which spends half its time hopping along the ground. The lady would not give the little creature her blessing, for the mountains were too fierce even for eagles, but the ptarmigan set out anyway. The little bird traveled deep into the frost bags. When she could not fly, she crawled. She hugged the ground and weathered the worst mountain winds, and so made her lonely way to the valley where the heart beat. With all the god's terrible deeds, the heart was far too heavy for the tiny bird to carry, so she rolled it little by little out of the valley and down the cliff. And when the golden cask struck the earth, it shattered. The heart was full almost to bursting, and the pain of it roused the mountain god to come see what had happened. When Korth neared his heart, it leapt back into his chest, and he was whole again. Then Hakon, Winter's Breath, bound Korth's chest with 3 bands of iron and 3 bands of ice, so it could never again escape. And all the remaining gods named the ptarmigan, honored above even the loftiest eagles. Interesting.
What can you tell me about this area? Adan is Haven's apothecary. He's been making potions and tending to the wounded as best he can. Harrit is the Inquisition smith. Whatever he can make you, Thren the quartermaster can probably find. And for anything fancier, you can try buying from Segrit. His prices aren't too high. Yet. Oh, there's also Minerve. She studies beasts and things, as I understand. Farewell. Goodbye.
Okay. Whoop. Whoop. I'm stuck. Did I loot this house? I think I did. I think this is Solus's house. Or one of the houses over next to him, yeah. Okay. I think I've gone through all the houses. I'm very... Let's look through everything. Is it a cutscene? It is a cutscene. Oh goodness, that walk though.
Does it trouble you?
I just wish I knew what it was, or how I got it.
We will find out. What's important is that your mark is now stable, as is the breach. You've given us time, and Solas believes a second attempt might succeed, provided the mark has more power. The same level of power used to open the breach in the first place. That is not easy to come by.
What harm could there be in powering up something we barely understand?
Hold on to that sense of humor.
I found the sarcasm option. Yes.
May I present Commander Cullen, leader of the Inquisition's forces.
I was right, it is Cullen.
Such as they are. We lost many soldiers in the valley, and I fear many more before this is through.
This is Lady Josephine Montelier, our ambassador and chief diplomat.
I've heard much. It's a pleasure to meet you at last.
And of course, you know Sister Liliana.
My position here involves a degree of...
She is our spy master.
Yes, tactfully put, Cassandra.
Warden of my heart, thank you for the follow. You're awesome and amazing.
That's an impressive bunch of titles.
I mentioned that your mark needs more power to close the breach for good.
Which means we must approach the rebel mages for help.
And I still disagree. The Templars could serve just as well.
We need power, Commander. Enough magic poured into that mark.
Might destroy us all. Templars could suppress the breach, weaken it, so...
Pure speculation.
I was a Templar. I know what they're capable of.
Unfortunately, neither group will even speak to us yet. The Chantry has denounced the Inquisition, and you specifically.
That didn't take long.
Shouldn't they be busy arguing over who's going to become divine?
Some are calling you the Herald of Andraste, and that frightens the Chantry. The remaining clerics have declared it blasphemy, and we, heretics, for harboring you.
Chancellor Roderick's doing, no doubt.
It limits our options. Approaching the mages or Templars for help is currently out of the question.
Just how am I the Herald of Andraste?
People saw what you did at the temple, how you stopped the breach from growing. They have also heard about the woman seen in the rift when we first found you. They believe that was Andraste.
Even if we tried to stop that view from spreading.
Which we have not.
The point is, everyone is talking about you.
It's quite the title, isn't it? How do you feel about that?
Honestly?
I'm not sure how I should feel.
The Chantry has decided that for you, it seems.
People are desperate for a sign of hope. For some, you're that sign.
And to others, a symbol of everything that's gone wrong.
So if I wasn't with the Inquisition...
Well, let's be honest, they would have censored us no matter what.
And you not being here isn't an option.
There is something you can do. A Chantry cleric by the name of Mother Giselle has asked to speak to you.
Mother Giselle, I remember her.
Those involved far better than I. Her assistance could be invaluable. Why would someone from the Chantry help a declared heretic? I understand she's a reasonable thought. Perhaps she does not agree with her sisters. You will find Mother Giselle tending to the wounded in the hinterlands near Redcliffe.
Look for other opportunities to expand the Inquisition's influence while you're there.
We need agents to extend our reach beyond this valley, and you're better suited than anyone to recruit them.
In the meantime, let's think of other options. I won't leave this all to the Herald.
Okay. Guess my Twitter thing didn't work. War table. Fertile soda table, okay. So we're on this side right now. I'm just cutting operations for the Netherlands. Okay, so that's the breach.
My scouts still comb the hills for clues about the explosion. I'll take what I can find.
Okay, so it's actually the pyramid thingy that's sitting there. I was confused. Mother Giselle was last seen in the Netherlands outside Redcliffe, tending the refugees who fled the fighting between renegade Templars and apostate mages. The last report suggested the vicious struggle between the two groups had spread to the Netherlands, catching the refugees and Mother Giselle in the middle. It's vital to protect her and, if possible, restore the area. Secrets. If any hope of the Chantry support dies with her... Fighting, find and protect her where they live. I can't do any of these. Okay, so I guess secrets it is. I really need to get to bed, though. Was that me? Is that supposed to be me? I'm confused. I don't know what's going on. Okay. We avoided the fighting as best we could, as every bit as bad as we'd feared. The apostates are mad, attacking anything that moves, and it appears that the Templars aren't following anyone's orders any longer. We located Mother Giselle and are trying to protect her, but she refuses to leave the refugees until we've ensured their safety. That'll be hard to do without troops to push apostates and the Templars out of their area. Oh, excuse me. Commander Cullen asked me to inquire of Master Dennett, but a retired Horsemaster Redcliffe who lives in the area. We tried to contact him about obtaining better horses for the Inquisition, but we've been unable to get through the fighting. Okay, would you like to gather your party and venture into the hinterlands? Yes. Add, and confirm. Okay. I have the same hairstyle, that's why I was confused. And similar facial expression? Okay. Oh, so much reading in this game. I'd like to speak to you of a haven, the village, and the Frostbacks, close to the Temple of Sacred Ashes. We're all aware of its past. It was home to the disciples of Andraste. I'd say, whoa, guess I don't get to read that. Never mind. Sorry, guys. Can't read a billion miles an hour. I am a fast reader, just not that quick. But after it loads in, I'm going to go ahead and call it a night because I do have a 4-month-old and she's not completely sleeping through the night just yet. And I desperately need some rest.
I've heard the stories. Everyone has.
Oh, she's little!
You did with the breach. It's an honor to meet you, my lady.
She's a dwarf.
Scout Harding, at your service. All of us here, will do whatever we can to help.
Harding, huh? Ever been to Kirkwall's Hightown?
I can't say I have. Why?
You'd be Harding and... No, never mind.
Oh, that's great. Eric, I love you. I'm so glad that you're with us. Oh, my character looks so uncomfortable.
I'm starting to worry about these stories that everyone's heard.
Oh, there's nothing to worry about. They only say you're the last great hope for Thetis.
Oh, wonderful.
The hinterlands are as good a place as any to start fixing things. We came to secure horses from Redcliffe's old horsemaster. I grew up here, and people always said that Dennett's herds were the strongest and the fastest this side of the Frostbacks. But with the Mage Templar fighting getting worse, we couldn't get to Dennett. Maker only knows if he's even still alive. Mother Giselle's at the crossroads helping refugees and the wounded. Our latest reports say that the war's spread there too. Corporal Vale and our men are doing what they can to help protect the people, but they won't be able to hold out very long. You best get going. No time to lose.
Fair enough. But, okay. I'm gonna save. I can't save. Not yet, anyway. Okay. Are y'all gonna spread out now? Alright, there you go. Thank you. Save. Okay. I do appreciate you guys coming out. Very, very much. I will probably be playing more of this tomorrow because I can only play like an hour to an hour and a half at a time. And I'm really enjoying the Dragon Age games right now. Because I've been craving the multiple choice type adventure games, and Mass Effect and Dragon Age are really good at that. So, and I've already played Mass Effect through for you guys. So, but thank you guys so very much for coming out. Thank you for all the hosts and the follows. Y'all are amazing and wonderful, and you'll mean the world to me. I know that sounds corny, but it's true. Do that awesome thing you do and stay yourselves. Get some sleep, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one. Bye.